Hello! Welcome to my channel. My name is nakiuyomushi, and this is my 1-week sketchbook tour. I decided to do this challenge after seeing Greta Lutzky do her 1-week sketchbook challenge and Nerdforge's 1-week sketchbook challenge. I'll link those down below if you're interested. My original goal was to fill both of these sketchbooks. I actually bought them while I was living in Austria. They've been sitting on my shelf for about 5 years now. But they each have about 35 pages, so I thought if I did both of them, I could have 70 pages. However, spoiler alert, I did not finish this challenge in enough time. Tragic, but I got called into work early and then I ended up losing 2.5 days of work. This first one, there's actually 3 pre-existing drawings. I did this in 2020. That's actually insane. You'll see in this video I've made a lot of progress. And this drawing I actually made while I was in Scotland. Here are some photos. Yeah, downtown Edinburgh, Loch Ness, Rob Roy, Dreadnought Hotel, pretty cool. There's a guy playing the bagpipes. Yeah, he was pretty awesome. Tomorrow's news today. Wow, insane. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have any reason for inserting these other than Scotland is beautiful, and looking at these pictures kind of it's nice remembering where I started and all the progress I've made, because that was actually right before COVID hit. And if you can believe it, COVID is what skyrocketed my artistic journey, because I was locked inside for however many hours a day and I had absolutely nothing to do except work on drawing, reading, and writing. It was awesome, and I find myself longing for those days. Yeah, so I only finished this one here on the left. I didn't get to finish this one on the right. I think I got a couple drawings done in it. Again, I bought these when I was living in Austria. Both of them are based off of paintings that are in the Art History Museum. This one's called Jäger im Schnee. And I'm not gonna lie, the paper quality is awesome, especially for it literally being a $5 sketchbook. Yeah, so I had a lot of energy when I started, here we go! Really excited. The reference photo was from Stray Kids Karma teaser images. Yeah, it's Changbin. I'm really happy with it. Next page. Yeah, so this page right here on the right, that's one of my pre-existing drawings, so I thought it'd be kind of cool if I redrew it directly behind it. And I hope you can really see the progress, right? Sugoi desu ne. Saiko ni kakkoi. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, the coolest. I think so. And then the drawing here on the left, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to draw somebody moody. I really like her tattoos. I gave her a tattoo in her arm that's the Strength tarot card, if my camera will focus. Okay. And then a snake going down her leg, a Viking rune. Please focus. Okay, kind of focused. And then an ox, because, she's a multifaceted religious girly. Whatever. This drawing here on the left, I was actually watching a Vlad the Impaler video. So that's kind of where the birchwood came from. I know he didn't really use birchwood to impale his victims, but I thought a witch in the woods. Yeah, and then the one here on the right, Watashi? Yeah, me. So I don't know, I look at it as the progress between 2020 and then 2025, kind of how would I view myself. I don't know, kind of interesting. Progress. That's pretty cool. This next page I'm super duper proud of. Yeah, we've got JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, right? So I did that one in 2020, specifically when I was in Scotland. And then I drew Barbie, some different Barbie reference images behind him, because, they have fabulous outfits just like JoJo. And then, yeah, the drawing here on the left. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm really happy with the shading. You can tell I was using a very different pencil. Yeah. Because the one from 2020 was like a darker one. Okay, so then what I had to start doing is, for those first couple of pages, it took way too much time. So I just literally took all of Stray Kids Karma teaser images and I started drawing them. So we've got Hyunjin here. He's one of my favorite people to draw. He's so romantic. Bang-chan, this is one of my absolute favorite pages. He's a bruiser. I wish I could have used some of my alcohol markers to give a little more shading, but it would have bled through. Whatever. More Bangchan. If anybody's curious about the markers that I'm using, it's the Artix acrylic markers. They don't bleed through. They're really opaque. I'll link it in the description down below. Bangchan's one of my favorite people to draw. I just love all of his facial expressions. So now we've got Felix. Yeah, I was just playing with the colors behind. Nothing too horribly insane. These sketches, I had to limit myself to 30 minutes. And I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea I was able to bust something out that fast. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah, and then this next page, I just kind of wanted to take a break from drawing faces and draw some bodies. More Barbie, I think from the 60s and the 70s. Stop traffic with your good looks. Yeah, standing with a traffic cone reference image of Felix, I think, at the airport. Anybody else feel kind of weird that we have airport pictures of them? I'm perpetuating the problem. Whatever. Okay, so we've got Felix and Hyunjin. I'm in love with this one of Hyunjin. And this one, I actually used a highlighter. I didn't bust out my acrylic markers because I was like, oh, I'll just use highlighters. And then I went, oh, wait, I have my acrylic markers. Lino, he is easy to draw, but then he's also not easy to draw because this first one here on the left doesn't really look like him, but the one on the right kind of does. I don't know, he's a Scorpio. I never know what's going on with him. More Lino, I just had a lot of fun with the checkerboard. The checkerboard design around it. So this next page, it's another Barbie reference image here on the left. And then after I wrote this poem about her smelling the roses, I then decided to make a companion piece on the right, which might be whoever she's thinking about. I liked the thought of the flowers growing out of his body, and that's kind of what she's picking. Yeah, my camera isn't focusing, but it says, "Roses, I am here to pick, yet here I am in the fragrance, thoughts only of him, oh, I am lovesick." And then his response is, "These flowers out of my heart and body grow, someone forgot they sowed. Perhaps of love I'll never know, but I hear her voice, reminding me of life decisions, these are dealer's choice." Goethe is one of my favorite authors. His poetry is top tier. If you haven't read Faust, I would absolutely recommend it, but that's where I draw a lot of my inspiration from. So we've got Killing Stalking here on the left, and Chainsaw Man on the right, Sangwoo, and then Aki. That's one of my favorite panels there on the left. And then this one on the right, it was a panel redraw. I'll put the panel up here. That's kind of why it's like the weird black. I was trying to block it, and then I just kind of gave up. I'm happy with how the face looks, though. And I like the hair. Yeah. Killing Stalking, giving him a bullseye behind him. Why not? More Stray Kids, Karma reference images. Both of these are of Felix. I know this one on the left kind of reminds me of Tangled. And at last I see the light. Yeah. This one I'm actually really happy with the effect that the silver made behind it. I normally only do metallics for details and accents, so that was kind of cool for doing that for the back. Now we've got Han. I don't know if his hat says like praying or praying, you know, like I'm praying to God or I'm praying on you. Either way. Or maybe it's Hawaii-ing. I don't know. Okay, yeah, halfway through this sketchbook, I was getting tired. Oh my god. And I actually think that I started this page when I was in one of my work trainings. Yeah, halfway, let's get it. Oh, that was Lino, and then the one here on right is Changbin. It does not look like Changbin at all. But yeah, I just hum. Buzz, tick, blip, zap. 'Cause why not? He's got a radio that he's eating. Cool. Okay, this next one is IN. I actually like the effect here on the left with the gray behind him. I didn't think I would, but it's a little bit grittier. And then the one here on the right, as if. This is one of my absolute favorite pages. So I wrote Starboy, and then over the top of it, I layered the word Madman. Yeah, this is Sungmin. Sungmin, admittedly, is not my favorite to draw, but then sometimes I end up making some of my favorite drawings of him. So I thought that one turned out really cool. The blue marker I was using in the back kind of started dying, but it worked out. Yep, me getting tired. Again, definitely getting tired. That was supposed to be Bangchan and Hyunjin. I like the shape of it, but adding the details, I didn't have enough time for details. Yeah, and then I got tired of reference images, so I thought an angel taking a smoke break. What's going on with my paper? Hello? Yeah. Angel taking a smoke break, and then a guy standing in the rain using an umbrella, but the water's only coming out from underneath the umbrella. It's not shielding him, it's raining on him. Rain on me. I like the little tattoo I wrote, I hate cliches. And I don't know, I feel like I've seen variations of this image 5 million times because I've drawn it 5 million times, so yeah. And then the one here on the right, just some anime guy focused. I don't really know. I meant to use acrylic marker on this, ran out of time, whatever, who cares. Yeah, but I think it's cute putting your hair up. And then here's Felix when he was singing Unfair. Yeah, I wrote it on the microphone. If we flip it upside down, Unfair. Yeah, my camera doesn't want to focus, but I promise it says Unfair. I'll figure out this camera thing someday, I promise. Okay, we're nearing the end, my friends. Okay, this is my dog Brutus. He would not leave me alone. And this was actually the day where, if you'll notice, this was the only drawing I did on August 7th. I just ran out of time, I was tired. But I was like, I'm gonna at least do one page because I'm gonna try my hardest. Yeah, okay, so right here, Bangchan's hands. I love drawing hands, it's my favorite thing to draw. Okay, yeah, and then some more of Bangchan. He wasn't really wearing any makeup, which is why I wanted to draw these. I think they're sweet. Not 100% happy with them, but again, you have only got 20 to 30 minutes per sketch. Okay, if you recognize this, it's Samurai Jack and Symbionic Titan. These are Gendy Tartakovsky. I apologize if I'm butchering the pronunciation of his name. I'm a child of the late 90s and early 2000s, so these animated shows made a huge impact on me. So I just kind of wanted to draw them because I remember I obsessively tried to draw them as a kid. Couldn't really do it. Oh man, I have no idea what's going on with these pages, you guys. I was getting tired. I was totally getting tired. But to my own credit, I have to say, this is pretty creative. You got flower power, and then, hey, wanna light my candle? And then a guy dressed up as a flower, I guess. And then right down here in the corner, I really don't want to hear you. I think her hands and her ears are really cute. I apologize again for the non-focusing camera. And then I've got a witch with a pumpkin head riding a broom. Cause why not? You know what? We can do what we want, who cares? Yeah, and then this one here on the left was, sorry, this one on the right. I'm really happy with this one here on the right. It's, Han when he was wearing that big NASA astronaut outfit. Yeah, this one here on the left, Bangchan taking a selfie. Man, I look good. Yeah, I don't know if you can see, but this is really sparkly. Yeah, just... And I'm kind of happy with these pages, not gonna lie. Anonymous is infamous. Don't know why I wrote that. And then another... so that one's Bangchan. And then Hyunjin. This one is a another Karma teaser image. Sungmin. Yeah, another Karma teaser image. I had fun with the color blocking in the back. And I actually really like the shading under his eyes. Oh, this page. Oh, this page is absolute garbage, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Totemo tsuyoi. Yeah, and I've drawn this picture of Bangchan before. I've never drawn it this crappily, though. I mean, it just looks bad. Yeah, and then I think that was supposed to be Hyunjin taking a selfie, Bangchan, during the Dominate, or the 8 album or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. Some elves. I never draw elves. I have no idea where this came from. This I busted out ridiculously quickly. But I think that's kind of the beauty of this challenge. You never know how fast you can draw until you have to. And then just a girl sitting in the moon with her dog. Yeah, so that's the first sketchbook. I learned a lot about how fast I can draw. I finished this one on the 9th, so I had one more day. So then I just kind of did whatever I could in this one. I love how this one looks. Escape from reality, Hyunjin from Escape. And then it's not, I don't know if it's super clear, but I drew like an eyeball behind him. Yeah, it'd look cooler if I colored it in. I don't even want to look at Hyunjin's face. I don't even want to. This is actually the 3rd time I've tried to draw this. And I don't know why I thought under time pressure would be better. It just... Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I'm super proud of this one. Another Bangchan Karma teaser image. Yeah, I'm really happy with the eye and the lips. More Bangchan. Yeah, these are all right. His face here on the left doesn't really look super accurate, but I like the pose on the right. I think the pose is super duper cool. Another Bangchan one. I think that this would be cooler if I took time to digitize it, because it's like split directly down the middle and it just looks a little bit weird. But also, who cares? I tried. That's what matters. Yeah, this is where I just literally puttered out. I couldn't do anymore. This is supposed to be Lee No. I mean, it doesn't look bad. But it definitely doesn't look like Lee No.
I know, you know, Lee No.
I'm happy with the hand. I think the shirt looks cool. You know, that's all, folks. And to wrap this up with a nice night bow, let me give you my closing thoughts. First and foremost, even though I didn't finish the challenge, I'm super proud of myself for trying. Half is better than nothing. And I didn't quit either. When I knew that I was 2.5 days behind and I wasn't going to finish it, I still kept on going. If I can try, you can try. That's all anybody can ask for. My advice, if you're going to give this challenge a go, definitely plan your reference images so that way you don't have to spend time looking them up. I lucked out because of the Stray Kids Karma teaser images. And that's it. If you like this video, consider giving me a big thumbs up and maybe leave me a comment and subscribe. Great. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.